So we're going to go ahead and release the train doors. And for now, I'm just gonna hop out of my seat here. Come on, it won't let me out of my seat, fine. Hello everybody, welcome back to Train Sim World. We're back playing the Great Western Express. What I find interesting about the Class 166, it literally gives you an introduction, how to stop on a station, and literally how to deal with driving a train only 3 times, and the rest of this mission, so to speak, if you really wanted to keep driving the Great Western Express, you go into a timetable, there's 352 services. That's just insanity, right? But that's because the Great Western Express runs literally on a 24-hour clock there, and if I just click this, you can actually see how many flippin' timetables there are. It runs literally from all the way at the top, 2 in the morning, all the way going in through the hours of the day, all the way down to 11 at night. Almost a full 24 hours, but that is pretty cool though, that it offers you that much options. 352 options. Okay, back in journey mode, we're gonna go into station stopping. It says we need 1100 AP points. I should probably write this down before I forget, and let's get into this.
Stopping at stations correctly and on time is a vital part of keeping the railway running smoothly. Let's take a look. It's bringing a Class 166 service to a stop at Twyford. To start, bring the train up to speed, set the reverser to forward, and apply a small amount of power using the combined throttle brake to get us off the line.
So we got plenty of time to get there. There's no rush. As far as I know, the service doesn't have to get there in a particular time frame, so I'm not going to worry about that for now. So that gives me time to talk to you all. Yay! So we are currently here at this random location, and we are not even going that far. Actually, we're going to be going just a little way down the line and then eventually stopping, I believe, at this station right here. If I got this right, we'll see. And Twyford, I believe it was called. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my system's set up. We're just going to turn on the DRA so I can't move my train. That's what that's for. The marker apparently set on day, so we're good there. We're going to make sure our isolation switches at the top here are all set to normal. There's a chance that sometimes like the DSD here is isolated, so we're going to turn that on so we at least have our warning system on. We have the TPWSIS, it's also isolated, and I didn't tell you what that was in the last episode. I probably should tell you what it is now. We probably don't need to preheat the train because it's already on, but I am actually going to look, is the lighting even on in this train? No, there's no lights in this train. So we're going to also turn on the train lights, and the windscreen demeister, I guess that defrosted the window. We don't need it right now. We're going to go ahead and turn on the cab lights. All right, folks, so the TPWIS, oh God, I'm saying that wrong. TPWSIS, so that is actually your train protection system. Keep in mind the AWS is meant to be a warning or a reminder, while the TP system, I'm just going to go with TPW for now. The TPW system is to prevent you from going, essentially passing this signal when the signal is set to danger or when there's a red light here. So if that happens, it should engage the emergency brake and everything should be a-okay. I'm gonna make sure that this one is on. I thought so, the AWS was off, so let's push Q and acknowledge that signal and get us back on track. And of course our gauge for some reason is off, even though we're in a moving train. We don't need to turn on some air. I guess I'm okay for now. I'm just gonna leave it off because we're not going that far. Actually, whatever, I'll just turn it on. Let's go to cool, because I like cool. And of course my favorite button, the reading light. Let's turn that on. Now, what I didn't do for you guys in the last mission is I didn't do anything with the horn yet. Now, the horn, I did look up how this horn gets used. You could use it to set off. You know, you could do that sort of thing to set off, but a lot of times when you're driving this sort of train, you don't need to. This horn's really meant to be kind of a warning system, and there's a variety of warnings that you could do for this horn. Let's put this train on forward, because that's what they've been asking me to do here, and set this to 0 and then now to notch 1. And because now we're on notch 1, we can finally turn off our DRA and get this train rolling forward. Is the engine even on? Why is this not? There it goes. I was like, why is this train not moving? Let's go to notch 3. We should start to speed up. There we go. We're finally moving. Yay! Singles in the UK are infinitely simpler than in America. Thank goodness. We can go to notch 5. Yay, let's move it forward. We got a yellow light up ahead. We need to reach a speed of 40 miles per hour. That's right, the UK still uses mile per hour. I keep thinking it's kilometers for some reason. I don't know, because I always think the US needs to use that. Now, if you remember that this engine is supposed to only go 90 miles an hour in this particular mission, it gives me that saying that it's 90 miles an hour and I shouldn't go any faster, but because this route also runs other high-speed trains, there's actually a max speed of 125 or so that you could be going here. One of the things I'm enjoying about Train Sim World 4 right now is the fact that I have this distance meter, something I have been missing terribly since not being able to get involved with Train Sim World 4. This is a good example of a single right there. That single with the line, thank you AWS, that single with the line tells you, and even this thing tells you really how fast we should probably be going. Even though it says to go 40, we're just going to do it, and we got these singles that also tell us how fast we should go as well.
Now that we are at speed, set the combined throttle brake back to off so that we can just coast.
I've already done that, lady. I appreciate that. So this game does a really good job telling you kind of what's up with the singles and what's up with the different things. So you'll notice that this single here tells you 40 with an arrow to the left, really hard to see. While this one here says the max is 90 with a 60 as well. So we got some speed where we can go, and we have no worries there, at least for a little while. So we also had a double yellow light earlier. We're going to kind of keep coasting along here, and I believe that is our station that's coming up ahead, I believe. Or we're going to via location. We'll find out here. We'll find out in just a second. We need to make sure what our brake system is. Okay, we're good. So you notice it has a double yellow, single yellow, and then red light.
We want to aim to stop at the S board at Twyford. Apply some brakes now and follow a gentle, smooth braking line right down to a stop.
Generally, we have about 1,000 feet, 500 feet to stop our train. And with 3 cars, it's relatively easy to stop a train. Future missions here will give you a little symbol of your train on the ground. For now, I do have it turned on. Okay, good. I wasn't sure it was actually turned on there, but let me just kind of zoom in here. If you needed to, you can blow the horn to kind of remind people that you're coming through the station. But you'll notice that on the ground there, I've got the rail cars there, and it shows me exactly where my rail cars should be stopping. What I want to do for maximum points to try to get as close to 500 AP, I want to try to stop right at the marker itself. It's really hard to do unless you're going slow enough. You can use all of your braking speed to do it, and you'll notice how quickly my train stops right there. And if I just do that, I'm going to end up stopping completely, and I don't want to stop right there. That's just bad to stop right there. I would get very low points, but I want to try to get myself right on there with the coupler, and this should be it.
Passengers are ready to start boarding. Release the left doors using the button on the left of the desk. Wait for the boarding, then close the doors. To release the right doors, the button is on the right side of the desk, but you won't need that for now.
Yeah, why not? Because it's just empty right here, dude. It's just empty. So let us go ahead and load some passengers. We can do this in a couple of different ways. We could pull up the tab key and we can unlock left and right, unlock both, or lock them. But one of the things we can do, because there is that red light up ahead I was talking about earlier, and to avoid us accidentally driving through it, we can turn on our DRA key. And over here we have train door close, we have train door release, and we also have train door release, I believe, for the opposite side there. And we have the same deal on this side. We also have the same deal for the second man if we ever had a second man. So we're going to go ahead and release the train doors. And for now, I'm just gonna hop out of my seat here. Come on, it won't let me out of my seat. Fine. Well, for now, I'm just going to go to camera 3 and check out what they're all doing. You'll see people loading up the train and filling up the train. And it gives you a little meter that tells you how long it's going to take to load a passenger. So when you really are running late, that's the most ridiculous thing to wait for. And once that meter completely fills, we'll end up being able to shut the doors. They automatically said, oh no, the train's leaving, we can't go, so we're all going to go run away and go somewhere else and wait for the next train. Yay. How exciting! But this guy seems to have other ideas. This guy thinks he could probably sneak on board this train and get there. Or he's probably going to be like his friend down there and just wait for the next train to come by, even though the doors are open. So it says close train doors, so let's go ahead and do that. Go back in. We can close the train doors again this way by pressing the button, or we can go to the tab key and press the button as well.
That was great. Driver judgment plays a big part towards a nice clean stop at station. stations, but you'll learn that after some practice of your own.
And with that, this mission's officially complete. Let's see what our AP score was. 1648, just to drive to one station. Lucky me. I love how this goes, so definitely, of course, like, if you've been enjoying this, like, subscribe, and leave me comments. I do appreciate that. And I'm hoping for the folks that are in the US who have never driven UK freight or UK rail passenger services, hopefully I'll give you some lessons here on best ways to drive this and make your life simple, especially if you haven't driven anything from the UK or Europe. I'm hoping to also eventually pick up some German trains at some point, which I've got on there, as you can see there, and eventually drive them, probably after Great Western Express. So with that, we are done with this mission, and we will, of course, see you in the next one. Have a great time, folks. Bye for now. The service to Reading is due to depart in 2 minutes, which should be this train here. There's the slow train, there's the reading train, I believe it's Slough, maybe it's Slough, and then there is also another reading train over there, but those trains are not as long. And you'll see there's already somebody in this train, so all we have to do is just hop in and drive their train for them. Well, never mind, I can't take your train, I'm sorry, buddy. Never mind, I'm stealing the wrong train. You're already leaving without me, what the heck, man?